Hello guys, in this video you're going to see the most beautiful place. So now we are waiting for the bus to take us to the glacier. For example, round trip ticket cost us about $30. And interesting fact, there is no public transportation in El Calafate. And furthermore, there is no taxis app. They just don't work here, don't operate. And the problem was how we can get to the bus terminal without any taxis and public transportation at all. And so I asked my host at the hotel if there are any number of like local taxis, and yeah, actually we found one, and the trip was really expensive. It took us about an hour and a half by bus to reach the glacier. The whole way there we couldn't stop staring at the views of Lake Argentino, and as soon as we arrived at the national park, we grabbed our boat tickets so we could get as close as possible and see the glacier up close. And we finally arrived to the glacier. It was one of my dreams, and I'm so lucky that I have this opportunity to see this glacier with my own eyes, and it's really amazing, guys. Look at this. Perito Moreno is part of the southern Patagonian icefield, which is one of the three largest reserves of fresh water on the planet, along with Antarctica and Greenland. For many years, the glacier was considered stable. The amount of new ice was about the same as the ice that melted, but since around 2020 it has started to shrink and thin faster in many areas. Here's the sad part. The glacier is retreating by about 200 to 300 meters every year. If that pace continues, Perito Moreno could completely disappear in around 75 years. Patagonia is home to roughly 17,000 glaciers, and right now only 2 of them are considered stable. The rest are melting right in front of our eyes. I'd never personally felt the reality of global warming like this before, and when I saw side-by-side comparisons of this glacier today versus just a few years ago, it honestly shocked me. About 85% of Patagonia's glaciers are in Chile, and only 15% are in Argentina. Perito Moreno is the most famous glacier in Patagonia for a simple reason: it's incredibly accessible. It's close to the town of El Calafate, and you can reach it pretty much any way you want, by car, bus, even by bike. Most other glaciers are way harder to get to, and usually require a boat ride or a serious hike up into the mountains. The national park area here is also really well set up, with trails of different difficulty levels, restaurants, tons of viewpoints, and souvenir shops, so we spent a couple of hours just exploring. After the glacier, we visited this restaurant, which I really recommend you. It's a vegetarian wok, and this is a vegetarian lasagna. Something else that surprised me in El Calafate was the clouds. I've never seen clouds shaped like this before, and as you can probably tell, it also gets dark really late here. The sun doesn't set until around 10 p.m. On day 2, we decided to spend more time exploring the city. This is the main street, and you will notice there are a lot of stray dogs around. You also hear so many different languages that it almost feels like you're somewhere in Europe. But if you walk just a couple blocks away from the main street, the vibe changes completely. Simple, almost rural-looking houses, very quiet and local. We grabbed breakfast at a cafe and then headed to our next stop. Today is our second day at the city of El Calafate, and if you have second day here, I really recommend you to visit this natural reserve. You can see it right behind me. There are a lot of species of birds. They are really interesting, they are really beautiful. For example, here you can see a flamingo. Very beautiful view with mountains, with lakes and flamingos. I don't know if you ever will see something like that at the same time, mountains, flamingos, lakes. It's really beautiful out there. You should book at least 2 days here because the weather is really changeable. Calafate sits on the shore of the huge Lake Argentina, which you can see right behind me. It's the largest freshwater lake in Argentina, fed by dozens of glaciers. For a long time, El Calafate was almost a little settlement at the end of the world, before tourism really took off in the 1970s and 80s. It was just a small Patagonian village for shepherds and ranch workers, and now it's one of the most important tourist towns in the country. And if you have extra time here, I genuinely recommend visiting the Glacier Museum. You can get there on a free shuttle bus from the city center. I also used a lot of information from the museum for this video. They explain everything about glaciers, how they form, what makes them unique, and so much more. Thanks for watching, and in the next video I'm heading to El Chalten. Subscribe if you want to come along. It's going to be amazing.